Okay, so today I think we're going to do something even a little bit different than yesterday. We're still just going to be creating some stories and reading some stories, but I thought it might be fun to just sort of make up a Reddit episode. So we're going to think of some questions that might get asked on our Ask Reddit, or come up with some R malicious compliance scenarios or something like that. Some of the more popular comedy Reddits, and then we're going to have ChatGPT create some posts for us and read them because why interact with invisible strangers on the internet when you can interact with fake invisible strangers on ChatGPT? Just totally cut the human element out. So, um, hello. Today we are going to generate some fictional Reddit posts. Sure, how can I help you generate these fictional posts? Is there a specific subreddit or topic you would like them to be about? Yes, we are going to be answering some r Ask Reddit questions. Great, what are the specific questions you would like me to generate fictional answers for? Um, what are some good r Ask Reddit questions? I guess we could go to r Ask Reddit and write down some actual questions. What kind of fun and interesting things do they have going on over there? Also, gotta plug the project that started the Forever Adventures Library YouTube, which is the library that we have currently housed on a Discord server, which is in the description. The Discord server is a place where we are writing together a series of choose your own adventure books that are never going to end. So we're just going to keep adding and adding and forking, um, and just forever. Eventually, I'm going to be building a website to house the library. But for now, Discord has the functionality that we need to be able to get it started. So we're already started on that. We have 5 books started so far. There hasn't been a lot of branching or adding to those books. We're still pretty early. We've only been going for a couple of months. I am admittedly bad at getting people recruited to join the Discord because I tend to not be as pushy as I should be about just getting into random Reddits and inviting people. But it's there. It's a lot of fun. So far, everybody that's joined has been a really nice and interesting person. So come join us and have a little fun with just some amateur writing. So let's get on with this. What are some things going on in our Ask Reddit right now? Here's an interesting one. What are some foods that increase your brain's RAM and CPU? I wonder if the question is, I imagine I'm going to get a I am an AI model answer from this one, but let's find out. What are some foods that increase your brain's RAM and CPU? Wow. Number 1, blueberries. Known for their high levels of antioxidants, blueberries have been shown to improve memory and cognitive function. Salmon, rich in omega-3 fatty acids, salmon can help improve brain function and boost memory. Nuts and seeds, almonds, walnuts, and chia seeds are all packed with healthy fats and antioxidants that can help improve brain function. I think these might actually be real answers and not just random garbage. Spinach is packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that can improve brain function and boost memory. Dark chocolate contains flavonoids and caffeine, which can improve cognitive function and protect the brain from damage. Eggs, the yolk of eggs contain choline, a nutrient that helps to improve memory and cognitive function. Turmeric, uh, curcumin, is a compound found in turmeric that has been shown to improve brain function and reduce the risk of brain-related diseases. Avocados are rich in healthy fats and potassium that help to support cognitive function. Green tea contains caffeine and L-theanine, which can improve brain function and boost memory. And broccoli contains vitamin K and choline, which can improve brain function and boost memory. Okay, that's interesting. I think that might be at least information that you would find on the internet if you looked those things up. I don't know how accurate that stuff is. Um, but if you looked up what are some foods that you could eat to improve your brain function, you would probably get a similar list to this. But again, I don't really know how accurate it is. But let's see if there's anything else interesting on here. Ooh, here's a good one. Pilots of Reddit, what is your strangest occurrence while flying? This one should give us a much more interesting set of answers because it's going to have to make up some stuff. So, question is pilots of Reddit, what is your strangest occurrence while flying? And I guess I'll just put on here, I won't write it or anything, but I'll say, so the first question that we asked was actually asked by you great name lol69. And this question that we're doing here was actually posted by you critical Andy. So thanks a lot, guys. I'm totally going to piggyback off of your RS credit questions for the sake of this YouTube video. Sure, here's a fictional answer to that question. As a pilot, I've had my fair share of strange occurrences while flying, but one that still stands out to me to this day was a flight I had from New York to London. We were cruising at our usual altitude when all of a sudden the passengers and I noticed a UFO flying alongside our plane. It was a saucer-shaped object with bright lights and it seems to be keeping pace with us. We contacted air traffic control and they confirmed that they had no other aircraft in the area. The UFO stayed with us for a few minutes before suddenly accelerating and disappearing from the night sky. Needless to say, it was a very strange and unnerving experience. But I've always wondered what that UFO was and where it came from. Okay. I guess that's a pretty obvious one, right? Flying UFOs. Bound to get that answer. Let's see if we can't get it to give us another answer. Maybe about... Hmm. When did commercial air flight really start? Ooh, how about tell from the perspective of a Zeppelin pilot during the heyday of Zeppelin travel. This should be fun. As a Zeppelin pilot during the heyday of Zeppelin travel, I've had my fair share of strange occurrences while flying. However, one experience stands out above the rest. We were cruising at a steady altitude. Everything seemed normal when suddenly the passengers on board began reporting strange sightings out the window. They claimed to see ghostly apparitions floating alongside the Zeppelin. I initially dismissed it as a collective hallucination, but as the sightings persisted, I couldn't help but feel a chill run down my spine. We contacted the ground crew for assistance, but they were as puzzled as we were. We decided to continue on our flight, but the eerie sightings continued for the entire duration of the trip. To this day, I'm still not sure what the passengers and crew saw, but it was definitely one of the strangest experiences I've had while flying. Now we're just going to get the same stories over and over again. Tell a story about sudden pressure loss. Tell you something about sudden instrument loss. There we go. As a pilot, I've had my fair share of strange occurrences while flying, but one incident in particular stands out in my mind. It was a routine flight and everything was going smoothly until we suddenly lost all instrumentation. The altimeter, airspeed indicator, and altitude indicator all went out at the same time. At first, I couldn't believe what was happening. I had never experienced anything like this before. My co-pilot and I quickly went through our checklists and tried to troubleshoot the problem, but to no avail. We were flying on autopilot and the plane was still on its course, but we had no way of knowing our altitude, speed, or attitude. I immediately notified air traffic control of our situation and declared an emergency. They provided us with radar vectors to safely land the nearest airport. It was an intense few minutes as we descended, but we were able to make a safe landing without incident. After landing, we discovered that a faulty circuit board was the cause of the instrument failure. It was a scary situation, but thanks to our training and quick thinking, we were able to handle it and bring the plane and passengers to safety. What a happy ending. Okay, I'm bored with this question. Here's an interesting one by You Quiero Tomaragua. I don't speak Spanish. But it says, your name is now Veronica. What do you do in life? I'm totally going to steal this one. Your name is now Veronica. What do you do in life? We're going to start just letting it, but then I'm going to try and get it to answer in a, like if it was a guy who got turned into a Veronica. If my name was Veronica, I would likely spend my time exploring my interests and passions. I might take up new hobbies such as painting or photography, and I would likely spend time reading and learning about different subjects that interest me. I would also make an effort to surround myself with supportive and positive people who encourage me and to pursue my goals and dreams. Additionally, I would also want to give back to my community and make a positive impact on the world around me. Apparently, ChatGPT thinks that Veronicas are just like the best people in the entire world. I don't think that I could manage to do all of these things in my time. Okay, let's go back and edit this and let's answer as if you are a person named Matt. Well, my name may be Veronica now, but I'll always be Matt at heart. I'll probably continue with my current job as a software engineer, but maybe I'll take the opportunity to branch out and try new things. I've always been interested in graphic design, so maybe I'll explore that as a hobby. I'll also I'll also make sure to introduce myself as Veronica to everyone I meet and embrace this new identity. Overall, I'll make the most of it and see where life takes me as Veronica. Oh, that's great fun. Oh man, I love ChatGPT. It just makes a mockery of everything. What about a person named hmm Charlie? Well, if my name is now Veronica, I would probably go by Ronnie for short. As for what I would do in life, I would probably have to adjust to my new name for a bit first. Once I've settled into it, I would probably continue with my current job as an engineer. But I would also enjoy to explore new opportunities and hobbies that fit with the name Veronica. Overall, I would try to make the most of my new identity and make sure that I live my life to the fullest. I wonder why Charlie would choose to have a nickname, but Matt wouldn't. What an interesting. Hmm. Clarice. Hello, Clarice. As Clarice, I would probably have a bit of an identity crisis at first with my new name being Veronica, but I would eventually come to embrace it and use it as an opportunity to reinvent myself and explore new interests and hobbies. I would probably start by getting a new job or going back to school to learn a new skill. I might also take some time to travel and see the world, maybe even start doing a vlog to document my experiences. Overall, I would use this name as a catalyst for personal growth and change in my life. Clarice, you're doing a fantastic job. Oh, that's great. Okay, well, our askreddit has been fun, but I want to. Yes, we are going to make some R malicious compliance posts. Alright, I could definitely help you generate some fictional R malicious compliance posts. For those who may not be familiar, can you give me a brief explanation of what malicious compliance is and what kind of content that would typically be found on the subreddit? For those who may not be, does it realize that I'm talking to you all? Um, yes, malicious compliance is adhering to the letter of a rule even when it would do unintended harm to the rule maker. Please write a post about a person who works at a big box store doing exactly what their boss tells them with comical consequences. This should be fun. Sure, here's a fictional post about a person who works at a big box store engaging in malicious compliance. Title: When your boss tells you to clean up the store, but doesn't specify how. Body: I work at a big box store, and my boss recently told me to clean up the store before we close for the night. Being the model employee that I am, I took his instructions quite literally. I grabbed all of my cleaning supplies I could find and got to work. I scrubbed every inch of the store, including the floors, the walls, the ceilings, and even the merchandise. I didn't stop until everything sparkled. My boss was so impressed with my work, he gave me a raise on the spot. Unfortunately, our store was closed for the next 3 days for cleaning. We lost a ton of business, and my coworkers were not happy with me. Lesson learned: always ask for clarification when your boss gives you a task. Hashtag malicious compliance. Keep in mind, this is a fictional post. Good times. Good times. Oh, write another about anything. Let's see what it gets up to. Sure, here's another fictional post about malicious compliance. Title: When your boss tells you to fix the server, but doesn't specify how. Body: I work in IT, and my boss recently told me to fix the company server. Being the model employee that I am, I took his instructions quite literally. I opened the server and took a look inside. I saw a few loose wires and thought they were the problem, so I started unplugging and replugging them in. I even added a few new wires for good measure. I didn't stop until everything was plugged in and connected. My boss was so impressed with my work that he gave me a promotion on the spot. Unfortunately, the entire company's network was down for the next 3 days because of my fixing. We lost tons of business, and my coworkers were not happy with me. tell me a story that doesn't involve closing a business for 3 days. If it does something that closes the business for 2 days, I'm going to lose my mind. Sure, here's a different fictional story about malicious compliance. When your boss tells you to water the plants but doesn't specify how much, oh, this is going to be terrible. I work in an office, and my boss recently told me to water the plants. Being the model employee that I am, I took his instructions quite literally. I filled up a watering can and got to work. I watered every single plant in the office, including the small succulents, the large ferns, and even the artificial ones. I didn't stop until every plant was completely saturated. My boss was so impressed with my work that he gave me a raise on the spot. Unfortunately, all the plants in the office died from too much water. My coworkers were not happy with me. Lesson learned, always ask for clarification when your boss gives you a task. Hashtag malicious compliance. As you can see, the comical consequences of an employee following instructions without asking for clarification, but does not involve the closing of a business for 3 days. Well, thank you very much for that, ChatGPT. You ridiculous, ridiculous machine. Okay. Maybe if I don't include the comical whatever, it'll do something different. Got it. Thanks for explaining. Here are a few examples of fictional or malicious compliance posts. My boss asked me to work overtime, but I knew the company's policy is that overtime can only be approved by a manager. So I sent an email to my boss's manager asking for approval and CC'd my boss. My boss was not happy when the manager denied the request. My coworker asked me to cover their shift, but I knew the company's policy is that shift coverage needs to be arranged through the schedule coordinator. So I forwarded the email to the schedule coordinator and let them handle it. My coworker was not pleased when they were told that they couldn't have the shift covered. My landlord asked me to move out a month early, but I knew that the lease says I have to give 60-day notice, so I gave 60 days notice and moved out on the last day. My landlord was not happy when they didn't get the apartment back as early as they wanted. Please keep in mind that these examples are fictional. Okay. Well, this whole series of writing stories is not nearly as fun as what we were doing yesterday. So it's time to go back to stories. Maybe I'll come up with some better ways to get some posts. But that wasn't all that entertaining. Um, let's see. Let's write a story together. What is good story? You know what? Actually, I think we're just going to chalk this one up to a failure. The fake Reddit thing didn't really work out. And I don't really have any more ideas for what to do with this today. It would involve me sitting here for about the next 5 minutes thinking. Uh, Sometimes you just got to know when to cut your losses. So thanks for anybody who stopped by to take a look, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, bye.